I am not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a guy who heals through humor. Bottling your feelings, or as I like to call it, anti-inebriated emotional protocol, is the act of putting emotions in their proper place. Some claim it's an avoidance method, and it's used to not deal with emotional stress in your life. But the true bottlers know that bottling your feelings is the best way to get your inner dialogue to finally shut up. I'd like to clarify the difference between bottling your feelings and not standing up for yourself. Not standing up for yourself implies a power struggle. There's no power struggle with controlling your barbaric, illogical, pointless emotions. Nothing makes a bigger power statement than telling 20,000 years of emotional evolution to shove it while you're at the mall buying the next size waist up of pants. Bottling your feelings is also not passive. Passive is when for years everyone tells you that the polar ice caps are going to melt, and yet you still sit there and do nothing about it. General society claims that bottling emotions is bad and that you should stop. But then why does every major HR corporation have policy guidelines that specialize in enforcing each employee bottle their feelings? Did you click on this video to be lectured by societal norms, or did you click on this video to see what other people do to get tips and tricks so you can bury your demons more effectively? That's what I thought. Alright, so let's 5S this shit. Now, first, I'm aware that 5S typically is used to reduce inventory, but in our case, we'll need all the storage we can get, so implementing an efficiency system is necessary. Sort. Distinguishing between necessary and unnecessary. Some feelings are worth expressing. Happiness and joy can influence others to be happier as well, in low doses. Some feelings are not worth expressing, though. Anger, fear, and resentment are prime bottling candidates. Even Master Yoda agrees with me here. Fear is a path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger leads to hate leads to suffering. You don't want to suffer. Bottle it up. If you're wondering what feelings to bottle, here's a lovely pie chart. Setting in order is the next step. True bottlers know that bottling shelves fill up quick. 100 bottles of emotions on the wall is typically the max capacity for most people. One would think that if you take one down and pass it around, then there would be more room on the wall, aka letting your emotions out. But this is just an old wives' tale. A great way to gain more storage space is to have a split personality disorder. If you had 2 or more personalities, then you could double or triple your emotional bottling space. More storage is key to bottling a life's worth of emotions. Most bottlers organize their feelings by strength percentage. The strongest feelings at the bottom, such as acknowledging you've turned out to be exactly like your father, and the less powerful emotions as you work your way up, like how much you hate your neighbor and how you wouldn't save them from a burning building. Storing by strength percentage works well, unless you've leveled up your heart to black hole status. Then there's no scientific limit to how many bottled emotions you could store. Black hole heart is the goal. If you've bottled your emotions all of your life and you still haven't made it to this stage yet, try a higher percentage of blaming yourself per bottled emotion. Eventually you'll break. Keep trying. Don't give up. Keeping your bottled emotions organized is very important. Until you reach black hole heart status, some bottlers organize by month and year. Most organize by power of emotion, similar to alcohol percentage, but emotion. Whichever way you organize is up to you, but make sure you keep the frequently visited bottles right by the entrance. These are the bottles that you fixate on and overthink so much that the label has come completely off from overuse. But don't store these feelings near your larynx or voice box. That makes it so you may want to talk about them because they're so easy access. We do not talk about bottled feelings. We don't swallow feelings, we bottle feelings. And we do not mix bottled feelings either. If we accidentally bottle 2 emotions together, they become diluted and less powerful. This isn't alchemy, it's science. 2 different emotional atoms mixed into a single solution cause less dense emotional atoms to float to the surface, disrupting the overall potency of the liquid. This is called bitch bottling, similar to bitch drinks or bitch beer, but much more damaging emotionally and socially. The next step is shine, having a clean work site without garbage. Having organized bottle storage is paramount. Without a clean bottle storage area, garbage emotions like self-confidence or joy can sneak into your heart. Ugh. Plus, if you do happen to have an emotional eruption, like when you just realized you're out of toilet paper after you already did your business, it'll be important to be able to find the exact emotions you need. The next step is standardization. You are your habits. You have thousands of habits that you don't even realize you have, such as how your brain instantly discredits any compliment given to you, knowing all the steps to deleting your browser history with record speed, and the way that you discreetly place your used tampon into that bitch's purse every month. You are your habits. Make efficiently bottling your emotions one of your habits. The last step is to sustain. Implementing behaviors and habits that sustain the established standards. Keep bottling all of your emotions. Don't give up. Imagine what would happen if your emotions came into your heart and then left right after. How could you feel contempt, vengeance, rage, or any other daily experienced emotions if all of your emotions left as soon as they came? Vengeance is what separates us from the animals. It's an evolutionary advantage and use it. Also, recycling bottles is a fantastic way to sustain. If it works in the environment, it'll work for your emotions. Now that we've covered how to efficiently bottle your emotions, now it's time to talk about how to keep them bottled up. Everyone has experienced a time in their lives where they've let their emotions get the better of them and they quote unquote explode. This is what we're trying to avoid here. To help keep your bottled emotions bottled, I would suggest keeping an empty bottle close at hand. But be careful. There are people out there, prohibitionists, that don't want you to bottle your feelings and want them to tell you everything. Don't give in to these people. Now, there are some people out there that suggest that releasing your emotions frequently in a safe environment is the better way to go about it rather than bottling your feelings. Those people are quitters and they enjoy being dramatic. The true art is bottling your emotions for years on end. When I die, my casket will need to be a double wide to store all of my life's bottled emotions. Being perfectly honest, I'll probably die an early death from heart failure due to my emotional bottling.
At this point in the video, I'd like to ask you to don't try anything I've stated at all. I hail through humor, and I hope that you found my mental rationale funny. I mean, the truth is that I've bottled my feelings my whole life, and it's been horrible for me.
I have low self-esteem. I've suffered from depression, and I bear my insecurities to people I don't know on YouTube. As a kid, I would explode with anger, sadly for the most part of my little brothers. I looked at my anger as a bad thing, along with many other emotions, and I decided to make a habit out of bottling it. And I'd fixate on it, and I'd think it was this evil burden that I had to bury in order to be a normal part of society. I got very good at bottling up my emotions. That quickly transferred into bottling my identity. I became robotic and lost all of my personality. It started a negative feedback loop because I hated who I became and bottled these feelings up as well. I was so anxious and unconfident in social situations that I would completely shut down and just be awkwardly silent. I'd be so worried about saying the wrong thing that I wouldn't say anything at all. Studies do show that bottling your emotions negatively affects blood pressure, your memory, and your self-esteem. So don't bottle your emotions. But not just because entitled people who think they're enlightened and feel that it's their social duty to tell you to not bottle emotions. No, don't bottle your emotions because your emotions are who you are. There are billions of people on this planet. Bottling your emotions negatively affects every relationship you have. You may tell yourself that not saying that hard feeling you have inside to your partner is helping your relationship. But a true partner wants to know those hard feelings, even if they're negative about your partner. Let them know those feelings, respectfully and as kind as possible, of course. You tell yourself that nobody can read your thoughts, but people can tell pretty easily when you bottle your emotions. It's okay to release your emotions, just not in a way that negatively affects someone else. It's hard. What you really should be working on instead of bottling your emotions is releasing them in a controlled manner. Think of your emotions like money. If you sit on your money and don't invest it, you'll never earn more. Invest in others. Invest in risky situations. Don't be completely broke, but make sure you're spending more on others than you spend on yourself. Tell me about it. Tell me about it in the comments. Or tell me how contradictory this whole video is. Tell me all the funny things that have happened in your life. I read all the comments. I love to respond. Thanks for watching. I'll post more videos soon on other areas in life I need work on, or just things I think you'll laugh at.